Hand clap to the master, guys. We're finally back again for another one on the one and only Mystelics reaction channel, guys. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family who tuned into yet another reaction video. And no comments out there. Big up yourself for tuning into this year reaction video. Of course, this is where I give my reaction, my views, my commentaries on a number of things taking place in Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world by extension. So, guys, with that said, if you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification by clicking the bell and then click all so you can be notified of when I drop videos where I give my reactions and commentaries on a number of things pertaining to the Caribbean, of course, the Caribbean diaspora, and of course the external vibration. So with that said, guys, don't forget to download the Mystelics Tube app. That will be in the first comment in the comment box below, as well as the previous reaction. That link, these links will be in the first comment in the comment box below. Now, guys, some of you guys may have noticed that there are certain titles on my videos. I don't think there'll be one on this one, but there are certain things in the timeline thing that you see different sections. So I noticed an individual actually hit me up sometime in the stadium, and he was saying certain things he doesn't really care about, but he's tend to skip to try to figure out, you know, certain things. So on the timeline, you guys can probably check it out. Not in this one. This one pretty much deals with that of the Ross University individuals coming back to Dominica. It seems a new university is pretty much coming into Dominica. But guys, you will see the timeline. So if you want to go check out, you can just check out the timeline below, somewhere down there. The little thing you click to watch the videos and skip and what have you, guys. You can just click this thing and see what it pertains to you, and then you can watch it right there. So I'm making things a bit easier for you guys in this regard as well. Anyways, guys, let's get these vibrations. This video was posted on MO News, and of course that link will be in the first comment in the comment box below if you guys want to check it out. But I'm gonna give my reactions on this thing. I actually know these guys. This guy is known as Kerry John or John, no, Kerry James or James Kerry, I think that's his name. This guy was a student. I remember this guy as a student in the Ross University as well. So Ross University individuals are definitely trying to come back to Dominica, and of course I think that is a good thing for them as well. But let's get into it.
And a pleasant good evening to our MO News viewers. We are live at the Fort Young Hotel with this conversation, Presented Blend, and Mr. James and Dr. BrBpTV will be speaking with us with regards to this new venture. So, gentlemen, good evening. How are you all doing?
Good evening. We're doing great.
Great, yes.
The Vice President of Operations. I'll start with Mr. James. Mr. James, we know that you have a bit of an administrative background. You were previously the Vice President of Operations at Ross University School of Medicine. So
before you continue, guys, one of the things that he actually did, I remember just after Tropical Storm Erica, we were in the United States and stuff, and we were coming back. So different students and everybody were coming back as well. And one of the things that they wanted us to do was for us to fly into St. Martin. I think we flew into St. Martin, and there was a plane that came for us that flew us into Guadeloupe. Oh no, we flew into Miami, I think, and then Miami to Guadeloupe. I can't remember how it was. I actually have this on a vlog somewhere. But these guys organized for us to actually come in via the boats and stuff. So we actually stayed. They organized for all the students at that particular time to come into Guadeloupe. They brought us in a hotel somewhere with the adapters and stuff were not working because it's a French system. So if you don't have your phone in charge, you have a problem. But they organized a good thing for us, and we stayed in. Everybody had their own room. And, you know, they put us in some nice establishment, and we slept there, and then we left the next day. We were actually having a dinner with them. He was actually one of the people out at my table with some of the other faculty and stuff, and, you know, we were talking and vibes in and whatnot. But he's a pretty cool guy, no doubt about it. So when I saw him there, I was like, yo, the possibility of definitely university coming back is definitely a high chance. Not like scary them coming and say, oh, the university from Pakistan and this kind of places. No, it don't work like that. No, it don't work in. So I know, but there's more of a hope of these guys coming in, because I know this guy, he's a very proactive fella, and he tends to put things in place and definitely make things happen, making the impossible happen, guys. Because we flew down, man. We flew down. I had to book my ticket and everything. They told me book it to a different country, and I booked it to a different country, and you know, boom, they organized for us to come in, and we arrived in Dominica via ferry. I know a number of Dominicans were trying to get on board. I think I brought in a Dominican, you know. I think I told them that one of them was with me. Yes, well, there were some Dominicans that were with me trying to hop on the boat as well. But because it was like a chartered vibe, the ferry was a chartered vibe, they didn't allow the other Dominicans to come in because of the students, the amount of students and everything that were there, students not having space. And if there was space for them, then I guess they made some of them come in afterwards. But the people that were with me, well, just a guy and a girl, they had to come in on the ferry afterwards, because I don't think there was any more space for them since other individuals actually came in. So they organized for the Dominican people, not just the students as well. And of course, we went down on that boat just after Tropical Storm Erica. So yeah.
Here in Dominica.
That was in 2015.
Can you give us a little bit of insight on your formal background?
Yeah, so that's, thank you. That is my most recent background before working with Dr. Bagapour the last 3 years. We've had a number of projects around the world, from training critical care nurses in Saudi Arabia to working on accreditation for international graduate programs. One of the things that's really special about Dominica is that it's a proven entity, if you would, a proven location for the training of medical students. I know this well from my previous experience of
the mid-ground
of over 15 years
of the Caribbean,
you know, working for a university here. And I think what we are looking at now is, I think, very special. I think it's something that's new to the region, although I really do feel we're taking a playbook out of medical schools from the United States and Canada, where we'll draw many of our visiting faculty. But it's really a physician-focused education. It's taught by small group. You may only see our students in a lecture hall for about an hour a day, begin the day. But after that, it's small group, physician-led, and clinically integrated.
Also, they're more practical then. That's what they're trying to do. Be more practical in their thing, and have probably like an hour a day of them learning in the schools and stuff. I guess that's an interesting one right there. But I think one of the reasons why they definitely want to come to the Caribbean, considering the previous when they were in Barbados and a number of places, they say that Dominica is much cheaper. I actually have some associates who are in Barbados as well, who would tell you that yes, it's much cheaper in Dominica. And of course, the students who were there in Dominica and had to transition, you know, also found it, you know, Barbados is a bit more expensive, and of course the currency is not as cheap as the Dominican currency, EC dollars versus the Bajan dollars. So, you know, you know.
And I think one of the really important things about Dominica as a venue for this training are the amazing, you know, updates, improvements now with Dominica China Friendship Hospital, the new clinics, the new hospital in Marigot, the hospital that's there in Portsmouth, and all
the smart hospital.
potential that has as well. But it's really an expectation now in the U.S. and Canada for medical education to be clinically integrated, even from the first days of medical school. And I think, you know, a lot of schools talk about that, but I think if you look at the entire design of our curriculum and really the faculty that we hire, really being physician-led, it's going to be very different. We're also interested in developing graduate education programs here in Dominica, so the hospital and hospital system can be a teaching hospital, a teaching venue. And we think it's important that the physicians that teach our students are also here providing a service to the people of Dominica. We see that as an expected requirement of their employment by the medical school, that they give back
to the community. Russell's doing the same thing too.
The healthcare system here in Dominica.
So would there be any, for example, would there be any mandates per se with regards to that? Or like, for example, would there be a certain amount of hours that they would have to work at the Dominica Friendship Hospital to ensure that, you know, they're doing their share to give back?
Yeah.
Correct. There would be some faculty actually that would be full-time clinical faculty, those that are associated with the graduate medical education program. But really we're earmarking between 10 and 20% of faculty time, depending on the faculty member, to be dedicated to the healthcare system.
So they're trying to help in the hospitals, which I think Dominica definitely needs some help, man. We definitely need some help. I hope, well, I was going to say something. Let me leave that alone. But I would say individual students who have gone to Ross University before the year 2020, before DeVry take over, yeah, I think these guys, if they're before that time, they will be good. That's what I would have to say on that one. They will definitely be good because back in the day, they were not babying students. They were not hand feeding them. Back in the day, students had to literally, if you made it in Ross back in the day, brothers and sisters, you know you made it for sure. There's no oops, you reach, you get less than 1% to pass. So let's see if you give you something else to pass. No, if you fail, brothers and sisters. So back in the day, so yeah, before DeVry take over, I have to put that there.
I think it depends on specialty type. We understand that there's certain areas of shortage right now.
Oh yeah.
Neurologists, for instance, is sorely needed. One of our, we actually have an existing faculty, an existing curriculum that we've developed, and one of our first faculty members that we'll bring to Dominica is a neurologist, for instance.
I think that's a good thing, guys. Don't you think so? I think that's a good thing. Hopefully the government doesn't screw it up. Hopefully they don't screw it up, brothers and sisters.
So I think it depends on the area of expertise.
And mark you guys, Ross wanted to come back Dominica, you know. They wanted to come back Dominica. But, you know, let me just leave that there.
And would you say that the persons that are going to be on board with this, the physician-led faculty, will they be participating in the healthcare upkeep of other institutions in Dominica, for example?
Yes, they will. You just answered that.
Our physician faculty members to be where they're needed, from the government, from the Ministry of Health, from the
you just answered that.
And
so
they'll be in the healthcare community as well.
We're going to move our attention over to Dr. BrBpTV. And Dr. BrBpTV, we know that in the past you were a student, you're a previous student of the Ross University School of Medicine, is that right?
That's right. My name is Dr. Arvind BrBpTV. Most people in the hospital and at work call me Dr. B because it's easier to say. I lived in Dominica in the mid-2000s. I was a student at Ross University School of Medicine. I came to the United States as a first-generation immigrant with my family.
I remember that guy, you know, he used to come in simulation department. He was a very focused guy. Serious fella. I remember him, man. I remember him.
My mom came to...
I was gonna... Hey, he's a cool guy too, man. He's a cool guy too.
California when she landed with a bag of rice and beans in one suitcase to make sure she can feed me and my brother, and a suitcase filled with clothes for us.
Humble beginnings, I guess.
Dominica helped me finish my dream of becoming a physician. I went through primary school and secondary school in the United States. I finished my college degree in the University of Texas, and then I came here to Dominica. And Dominica became the place I would consider my second home. It was my primary home for several years.
That's true. That's true.
I made so many good friends here. I really enjoyed my time here, and I was able to focus clearly as a medical student without any distractions in Portsmouth. I had a great community surrounding me, community of students, and more importantly, a community of friends that were Dominica.
Yep.
And they supported me, and they supported the other medical students while we were going through, I would say, probably one of the toughest times of our lives. Education in medical school is quite grueling, and you have very little time for distraction. You're away from your family, and the most important thing you need is a good support system, and Dominica
definitely has that.
Dominica provided that support system to me.
Okay, let's move on.
University of Beth Israel. Finished my interventional and vascular radiology fellowship at the Cleveland Clinic, which is world renowned. All that was because Dominica gave me the opportunity and guided me through the initial stages of my medical education, and I would not be sitting here today, and I would not be seeing patients and helping people if it wasn't for
Dominica.
People here and the school I attended here.
Back to Dominica for all that is given to you over the years.
So yeah, you giving back to Dominica. Yes, let's.
We helped start the machines when nobody else had them, and I also stadium, and we donated our technology and machines with no drive-through center. As a donation, we helped start the drive-through center at the stadium, and we donated our technology and machines when nobody else had them. And I also donated a state-of-the-art vaccine freezer that was able to hold up to 16,000 dosages of vaccines As Dominica was getting the vaccines, they already had a freezer in place, unlike many other countries, even in cities in the United States. This I see as the second part of me giving back, but also coming back and bringing an educational pathway and opportunity to many people in the United States and Canada.
Okay, let's yes. So opportunities for the students.
The clinical affiliates in the United States and in Canada.
So United States and Canada, they're giving opportunities to them for them to come down back to Dominica. There's a competition right there. I would ask the question, how do they deal with the competition since they're pretty much starting back at zero? Because then again, they have to be accredited again. I don't think they're accredited, but of course they have to be accredited from the Dominica Medical Board and then accredited across international spectrum, United States, Canada, and of course via the world by extension. So all that is in it when it comes down to starting over. They have to start back at zero, whereas we had Ross University and they had all the accreditations, and of course Ross was being used as a place where they could actually, set the precedence for the United States, especially simulation department, which I was a part of. We were actually the ones who set the precedence for them using simulation equipment in the place. So I think that is one of the things they should also ask them about. I think if I'm back, well, 2023 they say they're coming through September 2023. So hopefully I can get to bring them on the podcast and ask them some questions, man, because I think there's a vital stuff right there. I don't think I hear the noise outside, but yeah. Ambulance, man. Ambulance.
After medical school, thinking to come here and bring students back to the island, and not just Portsmouth, but also to Roseau, because we have a new hospital. We're able to rotate our students through that hospital as well.
So guys, I watched this. So pretty much you're gonna be coming back to Portsmouth. That's where Ross is. The two schools that had to come, the Indian school that had to come, do come. The Pakistani school that had to come, it don't come. So these schools are gone. So they have the Canadian. We'll see what is the name of it.
So in their third and fourth years, some of them may be living here in Roseau instead of just Portsmouth. So now we have a more global economy throughout
the island.
Continent.
Yeah.
Standard. And then one of the very most important things to mention is it'll never leave Dominica. It belongs to Dominica.
Yeah, Ross was Dominican. Ross is not American. Ross is actually Dominican, bringing American people. And as a result of the Ross individual himself who tried to give the American people the beauty of Dominica right there. So I'm guessing that they're trying to also use this as a forefront for as marketing right there, to bring back the beauty and the chill vibes. Because I know there's a huge difference when it comes down to them students coming into Dominica to do medical school versus them going to Barbados. It's not as fun, as structured as Ross was. So I'm guessing that they're bringing it back. And of course, these individuals were also part of Ross and knew how Ross operated. And I'm guessing that they're going to put their own spin to it and make it better in Dominica, which is a good thing right there.
The school belongs here. It'll continue to develop here well beyond my generation and hopefully my children's generation. And
that is what you call generational wealth.
for many years to come.
And to reside in Roseau and still be a full part of the campus life and the university experience.
Yes.
In part of their second, third, and fourth year, they can stay in.
Second, third, and fourth year? Not semester now? Well, I guess man have to become citizen in Dominica. Hey, I know it was like a year and a half. Some people take 2 years if they're doing the fifth semester in Dominica and stuff. So it'd be a year and a half, and then think about it, say first maybe you're talking about the first year student, second year student, maybe that you're talking about. Maybe that.
They're performed in the hospital, in fact. So they'll be close to the hospital, and that's where they'll be doing their rotations. There's a brand new auditorium in there that was built for medical education that's going to be utilized as well.
We'll be in Picard at the medical.
That's where they're going to be
medical
based.
school campus.
Okay, so you get the point.
Not necessarily Portsmouth.
We have more than enough that's needed there especially in the early years of education. But again, I think we need to be in the clinics throughout the country. So even if you're a first semester student, you're not just learning on campus, but you'd also be learning at any number of the clinics or hospitals around the country. So I think even from the first semester, we have to look at this more broadly.
Oh, that's smart. I think what they're doing, like they stated earlier on about the integration of you to becoming more practical based instead of just teaching students. They get a hands-on experience. So it's not just being in school all the time, but they also get to be in the hospital most of the time. And I think that is one of the best things, because I think most people in this day and age are not, you're boring them with a set of things. Yes, they need to know the information, but if they have more of a hands-on experience and knowing what to do, the different ways, the procedures and things that they need to do, I think that's vital as well.
In terms of, your education is taking place throughout Dominica.
Accredited by the United States, or
No,
it's in the process? We're in the process.
Yeah, we're the first things first. We're filing.
You're talking about accreditation. That's what I was talking about a while ago.
For Dominica Medical Board accreditation.
Yep.
We'll also be filing for an international accreditation. There's an international accreditor that's familiar with our curriculum and our faculty. Having.
By the way, this guy, he also came when we started the simulation department, when they were going to accredit the simulation department. He was also there as well. So that's why I ended up knowing that guy.
We reviewed them before in some of our projects elsewhere. And ultimately, we'll be applying for education for the graduate medical education programs we'll build in the hospital as well. So those would be for the residency programs. And it's actually one of the areas of expertise for our company, is that we've led the accreditation of programs in the United States, and then also internationally, we partnered with other medical schools to lead Canadian accreditation, actually, of their residency programs. So accreditation is a focus of ours, also an area of expertise, and I think it comes back to the quality of the school. Your school has to be high quality. It has to have the right accreditations. It has to be clinically integrated.
And all this they have to do based off when they're organizing themselves for them to be accredited. So it's starting back. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Even during Ross, when different things happen, they have to get accredited for a number of things. It's not just saying things. But even though Ross was established for 30, 40 years, they still had to get accreditation for a number of things. If they including something new in the curriculum or something, they have to then be accredited so it can be accepted in the United States or Canada. By the way, guys, this university is called the American Canadian University School of Medicine of Dominica, or in Dominica. So that's the name of it, American Canadian. So I know when the Canadians came down, they tried to get into the United States. So I think they went back to Canada, but this one is American Canadian University School of Medicine. So yeah.
We think that the partners that we'll be able to have now in the U.S. and Canada as a nonprofit that's designed and operated along really the very same expectations as you see in the U.S. and Canada. I think the partners that we can have are going to be critical, and they're only going to be possible with this type of a medical school.
Again, been vetted by the U.S. Board of Physicians, or is he?
You have to approve of your program.
That's the same thing she's asking, just in a different way.
By the world, that's recognized by WFME, residency programs, and then train and practice there.
Really, the show who are enrolled at the American Canadian University, are they able to go on to complete residencies in the U.S.?
That's what accreditation is.
Way that we're going to operate. To then you're and so there's a whole process.
Yeah, we get that
They're
point.
coming in with a fully developed curriculum that took almost 5 years to develop.
So as soon as Ross left, man, as soon as Ross left, they came into it. They thought, hey, all you leaving what? No, but we have to get back to Dominica. That's probably what they thought, man. I don't know. But he probably was a medical student at that time, probably 2014, 2013, around that time there. But anyways, let's move on.
It's a very important piece. Is Caribbean.
We're trying to find out what is the benefit for Dominica. We know about the helping, they giving about 10 to 20% of the faculty to actually help the Dominican people, bringing in new professions that are not in Dominica. Neurologists is one of them that he studied before. So we will see what else.
Body that's going to say your students can go practice in the United States or in Canada.
Obviously, accreditation.
Want to touch on what are some of the opportunities then that would be offered to Dominicans here?
Okay, that's what I'm looking
that
for.
Want to partake in the university, want to be enrolled in the university.
I'll take this, Carrie. As a nonprofit, we're going to have a series of scholarships that we'll hand out yearly to qualified students with a back.
So are they considering themselves a non-profit organization? Or within the organization they have a non-profit? That's a interesting thing to ask. Anyways.
Bachelor's degree. So if they have a bachelor's degree and they meet the qualifications of entering medical school, we've set aside 10 scholarships a year for those students. In addition to that, students who are not in the medical school yet or in an associate's degree.
So hopefully it's not the Dominican government that will be handling the scholarships. It will be them that handling the scholarships for the Dominicans. If you meet the criteria as needed, then you can definitely get in, which makes sense instead of it being, partition-like. I think that would be much better. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think that would be much better that they handle the scholarships instead of the Dominican government? Because I think back in the day when Ross was there, the government of Dominica was the one handling that stuff. From my thought process, I think it was them handling that. And then, because I think individuals have to write letter to the government of Dominica and then they pass it to the university or something like that. Yeah, anyways, let's continue.
Have opportunities to learn and when our professors maybe lecture at their universities and give other training. In addition to that, the existing doctors in the country will have opportunities to learn and get continuing medical education through our physicians in our university.
So they get to increase their skill set. Those in Dominica, the Dominican government doctors and nurses, I'm guessing, will also get to increase their capabilities as medical practitioners.
And that won't only come at the hands of American Canadian School of Medicine through our also clinical affiliates that come down and rotating faculty from various universities in the United States.
Right. So there will also be opportunities for our general practitioners here to grow into a sort of specialization for whatever field of medicine.
Or to touch up on, let's say, the most recent treatment protocols.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily specializing based on what he's saying right there. I think it's just, okay, if you're a family doctor, okay, what are the latest measures, what is the latest information that you need to then update your standing instead of just giving the people what you know back in school that is not applicable today. I think that's what he's talking about.
For diabetes,
right,
or the most recent innovations for high blood pressure.
Yep.
These are things that are constantly evolving,
yep,
and we're keeping in tune with the most modern literature. He's
talking about modern literature and this kind of things there. He's talking about the information adapting, so to speak. But one of the things that I always feel, I would, if I was there, I would ask him that question. What about utilizing or the understanding of utilizing alternative medicine? Remember, medicine back now is sort of like a new thing, because back in the day they used to actually use herbs and this kind of remedies. What about teaching the new people about the alternative medicine? Is there a section for that? Will that be implemented in medicine as well? Because we are carbon bodies needing carbon. When we are ill, we need carbon supplements to help us. Will they be teaching anything like this, or would that be vital? Because we're talking about innovating and elevating to a modern standing. And we know most of the times that the medication that they're giving now, especially now with what is being approved by FDA, 1/3 of all the medications being approved right now, guys, is being recalled. So we're actually utilizing because of the side effects and, people passing away and this kind of things there. So what about the other side of it? Utilizing the herbal remedies and this kind of things there. I think that would be vital. You know what I mean?
And the great thing is Dominica now has modern hospital systems.
And in light of integration.
And allow us to provide that education in that setting.
Well, we have a modernized building. With the private, let's talk about the Hufu and Haifu that 11 people happen to benefit from. That is what they say.
Do good clinical.
He never say this. I think he said they did surgeries on. He never said the surgeries were successful though. So I listened to him well.
Work while educating people. And looking beyond just the academic infrastructure of the university, one thing that's very important to us is to integrate all the businesses and real estate, housing, and everything around us as well. Our total intention is that every student that comes to our university stays at the campus housing around the university.
Okay, that makes sense. Like they used to do back in the day. So the locals then get to benefit as well. So that's another benefit for them as well. And in the previous Ross, especially with the Prime Minister, who stated to the Dominican people that they tried to keep the housing for the locals, whereas I was at the very meeting where the Prime Minister was signing something over for them to build 400 new houses from Ross University for them to take away the bread and butter of the people. I was in the ceremony with the building photo and everything, so I know. So when the Prime Minister said, oh, he was trying to keep it to the people, he only said that because he thought Dominicans were not there, but I was there. So I know he lied. Anyways, guys, I'll leave this link in the video description below so you guys can check it out. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think the school is going to be coming on September 2023? Do you think it's going to be coming at that? Matter of fact, let me just go forward and play this part for you guys right there.
And then also,
since build, it helps not just us, but then it helps all their other customers, helps the nation as well that have earned the right for this opportunity. We want to give it to, we want to give them that opportunity.
Ross University when we were here, and then right now he's the president. I mean, that is something huge.
That's the you're talking about.
Take away your bank account. They can take away 1,000 patients.
Thank you.
Of course. We know that a lot of persons will be looking forward to the opening of the university as well as the opportunities of enrollment for our local Dominicans. Is there a projected timeline for when we're expecting the university to open its doors?
So our goal, all pending accreditation, is September 2023.
Okay.
And sometimes that target could move. But we're here for the long run. We're not here just to come and go. We're here to establish the university, to make it the most prestigious international medical school in the world.
But Dominica government not easy, no boy. Dominica government not easy, no boy. But hey, sometimes it can be a blessing, and what they pretty much saying right there, if everything does come to fruition, because remember, the last one that had to come, I think, was the Pakistani school that had to come in Dominica. One of the things that I heard from the grapevine was that the government was asking for more money and they couldn't meet that obligation. So hopefully that doesn't happen for them either. The government was asking for more money for them to, you know how they rolling already, more money, and they cannot meet it and whatnot. We don't even know how much students we get in, you're asking for more money. Really? That's how it goes? So that's one of the things that I heard in the grapevine. And I told individuals they were not coming. People kept asking me, do you think? I said, no, they're not coming. People go, oh, okay, you say what you want. Wait, no, look, the same Ross coming back. Technically, some members of Ross is coming back to Dominica right there, guys. Hopefully, it's going to be starting all over, but at least they have some sort of level of how Dominica operates and see what can happen as a result of that. But like I said before, guys, we'll just have to see how time goes, how this goes down. As time goes by. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you are for them. If you're not for them, let me know that in the comment box below. Do you think they're coming? Do you think they're not coming? Do you think it's a bluff? Do you think it's an election gimmick? I don't think these guys have anything to do with the government, Dominica government. There are reasons why I'm saying this. I wouldn't say why I'm saying this, but with that said, guys, hopefully maybe sometime in the near future I can get them to come in on the podcast to have another, a little power with them. In the consideration of me knowing, both of these guys and, their thought process and everything, and also bringing that to the audience as well, so you guys can also get a feedback as well on that. So, like I said before, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. This is pretty much all you asked for this here reaction video. Now, see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bang. I had to do another video about the whole budget stuff, guys. I'm sorry, but I'll hopefully do it tomorrow, guys, because there's a number of information coming out, and I want to be doing a number of things in this regard, so I'll definitely do that. I was going to do 2 videos today, but I say, that is cool, that little cool baby today, brothers and sisters, cool baby. But anyways, with all that said, with my hand getting tired on top of my head, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bam.